Congressman Matt Gaetz, Republican of Florida, and in our book, a total MAGA hero. He's upset, as we all are, but the Justice Department doesn't seem too worked up about the two recent assassination attempts on President Trump. It is astounding the way they have reacted, in my opinion. Perhaps Congressman Gaetz knows more about what is in the works against President Trump than the government. Watch this.
Has security been adjusted or increased following the Florida attempted assassination attempt? After all, according to Congressman Matt Gaetz, a DHS official has warned that there are 5 assassination teams targeting former President Trump. The official warned that there isn't enough protection to deal with that level of threat. Are you aware of this assessment, and what is the Secret Service doing to respond?
So I will tell you, as I mentioned earlier, we, of course, are evaluating coming out of West Palm Beach, and we're having those conversations with state and locals. I'm not going to talk about unnamed sourcing or the report you mentioned. I'm not familiar with that.
Not familiar with that. Is that an adequate answer? First of all, Congressman Gaetz, welcome back. How are you?
Well, it's good to be back with you, Greg. It's not an acceptable answer. You know why? Because it keeps happening, right? I mean, I had a DHS official in my office saying that you had a Pakistan-linked team, you had a Ukraine-linked team, you had an Iran-linked team, and 2 that emerged in the United States. And then just days later, this guy who is rhetorically and proverbially wrapped in the Ukrainian flag is able to lay in wait outside of President Trump's golf course and not detected by dogs or drones or any of the assets there. So that looked like a defeated acting head of the Secret Service, not somebody ready to meet the threat that we see pretty robust out there in the world right now.
And do you think perhaps, I mean, they work for the federal government. The head of the federal government is President Biden. He has made it incredibly clear that he despises President Trump. And I've noticed from this acting director and the previous director, they had no public apology for President Trump. They actually had no words of conciliation or sorry you went through what you went through. Cheadle said something like, he's in our thoughts, which President Trump, quite frankly, I'm sure he's in your thoughts. There's something strange going on, and I want to know if you see what I see, that the whole government seems to be kind of poisoning the atmosphere, the security around President Trump. Who knows?
Yeah, and you have to ask yourself why, Greg. Why would the Secret Service, whose principal mission is to protect their detailees, functionally failing to meet that objective? And here is a theory that some in the rank and file have shared with me. Through all these DEI hires and through all this social promotion that's occurred at every level of government, you now have a ruling class at the top of the Secret Service and elsewhere that doesn't want to make Trump look too authoritative. And if he had the full Secret Service detail that he needs, given this very robust threat environment, well, then he would look stronger. He would look ascendant. He would look more powerful. And so we are now to the point in this country where, for the sake of optics, we're not protecting a leading candidate for the presidency and the former president of the United States. We should never do that. That's the type of stuff you see in third world countries, not in the United States of America. And if it's driven by that sinister motive rather than incompetence, it's even worse.
And speaking of incompetence or sinister, I don't know, but this has not received adequate attention. It has been on national television before, but it's the Copenhagen video, D049, where the assassin, would-be assassin, is running around on a roof in plain sight. And this totally contradicts what the director said, that he was basically invisible and it was a miracle shot that the counter sniper team took. I don't think this has received nearly enough attention as it deserves. And President Trump, did you see his statement today? I mean, he's right, isn't he? They're just not taking this seriously enough.
And President Trump loves the people on his detail. He cares about them. He has meals with them. He throws parties for them. He does everything because he cares so much for those folks. But when at the resourcing level, President Trump's safety is not being prioritized, it justifies his frustration.